I tried fasting for 16 hours a day, every single day, drank black coffee to kill the hunger, ignored the headaches, ignored the low energy, and kept telling myself, this is discipline. This is what strong people do. And yeah, for a while, I lost weight. The scale went down, my face looked a little sharper, and I thought, finally, this is working. But at the same time, something else was happening. I was losing energy, losing focus, losing my mood, and even small tasks started feeling heavy. And the worst part, the fat did not even stay off. The moment I stopped forcing it, everything came back faster. So, if you have been forcing yourself to fast because you think that is the only way, this might save you months of frustration, because what if the problem is not that you are not disciplined enough? What if the method itself is wrong for you? Look, I am not here to attack fasting or say you are doing something stupid. I have been there. I know exactly how it feels. You scroll YouTube or Instagram and see people with insane physiques saying, just skip breakfast, bro. Just push through the hunger. It is all mindset. So you try it. At first it feels powerful, like you finally have control over your body, like you are doing something most people cannot do. The first few days feel almost exciting. You feel light. You feel different. But then slowly things start changing. You start thinking about food all day. Your patience drops, your workouts feel weak, your strength goes down. And at night, when you finally eat, it is not calm eating, it is chaos. You eat fast, you overeat, and you feel guilty after. And then the next day, you repeat the same cycle, thinking this time, I will do better. Sound familiar? Yeah, I have lived that loop. Here's the truth, nobody tells you clearly. Fasting works for the wrong reason. You are not losing fat because of some special timing window or secret metabolic trick. You are losing fat because you are eating less calories without realizing it. When you skip meals, you automatically reduce your total intake, and that creates a deficit. That is the only reason it works. But here is the problem that most people ignore. While you are eating less, you are also draining your energy, your consistency drops, your performance drops, and sometimes you even lose muscle along the way. And without energy and consistency, fat loss does not last. It becomes something you can only do for short bursts before burning out. And this is where most people get trapped. They think the harder it feels, the better it is working. They think suffering means progress. But in reality, suffering is often a sign that something is off. Fat loss is not about how long you can avoid food. It is about how your body uses the food you give it. Your body is like a battery, and that battery needs to be charged and used efficiently. If your energy production is weak, you will feel tired, slow, distracted, and constantly hungry no matter what diet you follow. So, what do most people do in that situation? They try to eat even less, thinking that will speed things up. But now you have a low battery, and you are draining it even faster. And that is why everything starts to feel harder. That is why fasting feels like suffering, because you are forcing a system that is already struggling instead of fixing the system itself. Think about this clearly. Have you ever skipped meals all day and then suddenly at night you feel uncontrollably hungry? Not just normal hunger, but intense cravings for sugar, junk food, salty snacks, everything at once. You open the kitchen and you cannot stop yourself, and afterwards you feel like you failed. But that is not lack of discipline. That is your body trying to protect you. Your body is smart. It knows you have not given it enough energy, so it pushes you to eat more. Fighting that signal every day is not strength. It is a battle you are not meant to win long term. So instead of asking how long can I not eat, ask a better question. How can I make my body better at using energy? Because when your body becomes efficient, everything changes naturally. You do not have to force yourself to skip meals. You do not constantly think about food. Your cravings reduce. Your energy stays stable. And fat loss becomes something that happens in the background instead of something you have to fight for every day. And this is where things started changing for me. Not when I pushed harder, not when I starved longer, but when I started fixing what was happening inside my body. I stopped obsessing over fasting windows and strict rules. and I started focusing on simple habits that I could actually follow every day. Eating balanced meals, getting enough protein, not being scared of eating during the day, and paying attention to something most people completely ignore: cellular energy. Your body creates energy through tiny structures called mitochondria. And these things basically decide how energetic or tired you feel throughout the day. If they are working well, you feel stable energy. You can train better, you recover faster, and your body uses food properly. If they are not working well, you feel tired even after eating. You feel lazy, and your body stores more instead of burning efficiently. This is why two people can follow similar diets but get completely different results, because their internal energy systems are different. Now, this is something I used to ignore completely: supplements. I always believed just eat clean and train hard and everything will fall into place. And that is still the foundation. That never changes. But when I started learning more about how the body actually produces energy, I came across something called midolin. At first I was skeptical. I did not expect anything big, and I definitely did not think it would change how I feel. But what I noticed over time was subtle but important. My workouts started feeling smoother instead of forced. My energy during the day became more stable. I was not crashing in the afternoon, and most importantly, I did not feel the need to starve myself anymore. It was not like I suddenly became superhuman. It was more like things became easier to stick to. And that is the key that most people miss. Results do not come from doing extreme things for a short time. They come from doing simple things consistently for a long time. If you are curious about how it actually works and why energy production matters so much, there is a free video in the description that explains it in a simple way. Just watch it when you have time, no pressure, but understanding this part can save you from repeating the same cycle again and again, where you try something extreme, get short-term results, and then fall back. So, if fasting is not the answer for most people, what should you actually do? Keep it simple and realistic. Eat in a way that you can sustain without feeling miserable. Do not skip meals just to prove something to yourself. Focus on real food that keeps you full. Include protein in every meal so your body stays satisfied. Move your body daily, even if it is just walking or simple workouts. And most importantly, support your energy so your body actually works with you instead of against you. Because fat loss is not about punishment. It is about making your body efficient. When you stop forcing extreme diets, something powerful changes mentally. You stop thinking about food all the time. You stop feeling guilty every time you eat. You stop living in that constant loop of restrict, binge, regret. Instead, you start feeling normal again. You eat when you are hungry. You stop when you are full. And your relationship with food becomes calm. And ironically, that is when results start coming faster, because you are finally consistent without forcing it. Because if you think about it honestly, you do not want a body that only looks good when you are suffering. You want a body that you can maintain while living a normal life. You want energy, confidence, and control without feeling drained every day. That is the real goal. So, no, fasting is not some magic hack that you are missing out on. It is just one tool, and for many people it creates more problems than solutions. Instead, focus on fixing your energy, fueling your body properly, and building habits you can actually maintain. That is how you lose fat in a way that stays. If this made you rethink your approach even a little, go to the description and watch that free video. It will connect everything in a way that makes sense. Once you understand this, you will stop chasing extreme methods and start focusing on what actually works for your body. Take it slow, stay consistent, and stop making fat loss harder than it needs to be.